Hello everyone, welcome back to your weekly cup of reflectivity with me. So let's start right in. This week I pulled the letter 22, TAV, the last letter in the Hebrew alphabet. TAV is a highly spiritual evolved code of completion. Being the last letter in the alphabet, it contains all of the other codes. And not surprisingly, we are still dealing with very similar themes as the ones we've explored the last couple of sessions, if you're watching this in sequence. So I'm curious what we will dive into today and build on. 22, of course, also includes the number 4, Dalet. So we will be looking at the code 22-4. I also drew 3 cards from the Light Seers Tarot today. We have the 9 of Swords, the Empress, and the Emperor. So what I'm feeling here very strongly is that many of us are probably right at the end of a major cycle. In previous readings, I really felt that energy of a lot of us sitting with projects, with ideas, with thoughts. And what I'm sensing here is that you may be right at the edge and ready to push through, leaving the old behind and really stepping into a completely new phase of life, really having completed the old, having learned, having grown, and now reaping the rewards. But what you might find possibly is that you're right now in the place of, the darkest night before the dawn. So where you might be facing insecurities, or where things might be getting kind of tough and difficult again in life, which you might not have expected, thinking you were on track. And you are. You're absolutely on track. And I feel this period right now is an invitation to go even deeper, lean even deeper into trust. Trusting your path, trusting your guidance, but also trusting your abilities. Because 22, TAV, is a highly competent, gifted energy to have. And again, it is an energy of completion. It is actually connected with the Christ, or Jesus, if you will, the ascended master, let's put it that way. So whichever aspect of your life this pertains to right now, and it could be more than one area in your life, it might be a global experience that affects every single aspect of your life. That would not surprise me, because it typically goes that way, doesn't it? But wherever you're finding yourself at right now, where you're really feeling you're just about to step into a level of mastery, whether that's spiritually, in your work and business, in relationships possibly, in the way that you connect with others, with intimate relationships, with the world at large, with yourself, with spirit. I feel that you have been feeling that you've really up-leveled, that you're really ready for this next breakthrough, and something could have perhaps thrown you for a loop, whether that's external circumstances that feel like a setback, or that feel like a challenge that just, gosh, you thought you should be done with by now. But just as well, this could be internal dialogue, your old fears, ways in which you're holding yourself back, doubts, deep doubts about your abilities, where you just don't feel or don't know if you're good enough, if you have what it takes. So again, it feels like old remnants of old stories that are here to once again be cycled through and mopped up, because the invitation is for you to open that door into this next phase of life, and you do not want to bring the old stories with you. Speaking of doorway, Dalet 4 is a representation of a doorway between the dark and the light, the old and the new. So the invitation here is to open that door and step through. This is a choice point. But it invites introspection and coming back to your deep inner peace and centeredness. 22 feels very complete within itself. Once you've really reached and embodied the energies of TAV, you don't really feel the need for external validation any longer. You don't feel the need of someone else's presence in your life just to make you feel whole and full. And so feel into that sense, because I have a sense that you know what that feels like. You felt that. It feels like a burst of inner joy and peace and freedom. It feels like freedom. And I feel that many of you might have already experienced that many more times than once, and especially recently. And you might now be experiencing the doubt if that's real, if that is a place that you can hold, that you can be steady in. The Emperor card, by the way, came out in the reverse. So that, again, makes me feel like there might be that insecurity and doubt in stepping into your next larger role in life. Or in relationship, perhaps. And there might be a fear that you're not good enough, or even the question of, do I want this? What does this mean? The Emperor is the embodiment of the divine masculine energies. That takes action, that holds space, that provides the container and safety, that is grounded, practical, and infinitely empowered. So perhaps you question if you're ready to step into that role completely. And especially since both the Empress and the Emperor showed up in this reading. So this could very well have to do with intimate relationships. However, just as well, and in addition to that, these dynamics play out in each and every one of us, the masculine and the feminine energies, which really are ready now to be balanced, to both come online, to both be in mutual support. And again, I'm kind of still feeling this energy of doubt, insecurity, stuckness. And Dalet, the code 4, can have a tendency to worry, to have those looping thoughts that just go round and round in circles. And of course, I couldn't have picked a more appropriate card to signify that than the 9 of Swords in the tarot, which is all about that, the deep anxieties that possibly even keep us up at night. Those nagging thoughts, that critical inner voice, those fears. Sometimes we don't even know what those fears are about. So again, the invitation here is to step through that door and take a more grounded, bigger picture view. Because that also is a gift of TAV 22, is to take that bigger picture view, which we have been talking about the last couple of weeks already. So here it is again. TAV helps you to become very clear on the underlying purpose and gifts that your challenges and your concerns in the world have been gifting you. In other words, the reason behind. Now you can see what it was all good for. Now you can reap the rewards. And with hindsights, you can come to a place of forgiveness and acceptance. Very strong words here. Forgiveness and acceptance of what is, without losing your drive and your ambitions to create something even better. So ask yourself, are there still pain points, disappointments perhaps that you're holding on to? Sometimes TAV finds it hard to let go, whether that's a relationship, part of our identity, or anything really. Letting go of our old lives. It's amazing how identified we become, even with all of that we no longer resonate with. And that does not make us happy. It's your life after all. You kind of earned it, haven't you? It's been hard at times, so we tend to hold on to that. But now you're being invited to let the struggle go and to take with you only the strengths and the gifts, because they will always be with you, but you do not need to take the story. What is your story? Look at that. Who are you in your story? And what is the new story that you want to begin now on the other side of this? And take your time with that. There's no rush. But be aware. Because the Empress is so fertile, as is Dalet. It's all about fertility and growth and abundance and incredible creativity on all levels. It's about nurturing and loving unconditionally. It's about growing your garden with all the seeds that you want to grow, and to let Spirit provide some surprise seeds to grow, to delight you down the road. So for many of you, I'm sensing that there might be a theme right now that you are finishing up with around lack mentality, a lack of abundance, a lack of financial flow, perhaps a lack of creative idea, lack of confidence, lack of stability, especially with the Emperor in reverse. And especially since TAV can be quite scattered and unfocused. It's partly because it's a very multidimensional code. So you have access to many different levels of your experience, typically unconsciously. So what I mean by that is that could be all the different past versions of yourself, whether it's from this lifetime, or if you want to take the perspective of a past life, go that way. Future selves, parallel versions of yourself, all those choices you could have made but did not make, but somewhere they still exist. You can tap into all of that. And sometimes those energies can be felt by us, but not necessarily make logical sense. So that could be one reason for feeling scattered and a little ungrounded, not quite knowing what to do to ground this energy. However, use this gift to bring your energy back into focus. And again, focus has been a theme for us the last couple of weeks already. So once again, bring in your energies, call back all of your energies from wherever they have gone, whether they're dissociated, fragmented aspects or multidimensional aspects, whatever your perspective is, or your individual process. That could be different areas of your life where you feel just overwhelmed with everything going on between work and relationships and home life and social life and creativity. whatever the theme is that you're working with, find a way to pull back all of your aspects into your center, into your core. Find that quiet, peaceful place, whether that's in your heart or just behind your eyes or a little above. Wherever you feel is your power place, where you can gather your consciousness and just be present and just be the witness of your life. Find ways to find yourself there. Pull yourself back in. Ground your energy. Feel that cord going down into the core of the earth. And feel it rising up to flow through you. Just as you're feeling your connection with spirit. Because again, TAV is a highly spiritual code. So you're really being asked here to connect with that master aspect, your higher self aspect, your source connected aspect, and find your peace and your confidence there, to find your visions there. So if you find that you are feeling a little stuck still, and whatever that is, not quite happy with letting go of something, maybe a little depressed, and maybe a little confused even, take the courage to release, to surrender, and to know that there is something better waiting for you. Find that trust. Again, Dalet is all about trust. Find your wings to fly. Feel the excitement already of what's waiting for you, the version of you that's waiting to connect with the world in a different way. 22, TAV, is so talented, so gifted on so many levels. So you know what your gifts are. Maybe you don't fully trust them, or you feel that it's just an ego story. But I feel that you know your gifts. You know because you're passionate about them and because you're ready to share them with the world. And you might just be stumbling right now over the last fear holding you back. So tune into your cosmic flow and ground. As cosmic as TAV 22 is, 4 is very grounded. 4 is very connected with nature and the earth. So find your peace out in nature. Give your nervous system a reset by spending time outside and to recharge and consciously ground into that energy. And also into the cyclical nature of nature, really, and of life. Because Dalet is all about cycles. And so what Dalet teaches us is that flow that takes us to a whole new level of trust and surrender. Because especially with Dalet, if you're really working that code right now, the energy of it, often just before our breakthrough, just before we're ready to step into our life's mission on a whole new level and really, really commit to it and express it in the world, right before that is often when we experience another period of drought. And whether that's financial, which I know a lot of people are experiencing right now, and the budget is just tight and you didn't see it coming, and again the fear comes up, right? Keep going. Trust. Also, if your vision feels like it's drying up, your ideas stop coming, your creativity stops flowing, trust that it will come back. That is the lesson of periods of drought. To wait it out, to become still and dormant for a while, until the rains come again and it's easy and safe to flourish, to grow once again. Trust your vision. Reconnect with it. Know that if the vision found you, it shows you to be the vessel and the conduit to birth it into this world. And if you take the perspective that you are in service to spirit, to the world, that you're making yourself available to the energy wanting to flow through you, and that you're not in control and don't have to be, that something bigger than you can absolutely know with perfection what is needed next and find a way to bring it about and make it happen. And it will show you, either in the form of ideas, thoughts, creativity, or circumstances, doors that will open. So lean into any resistance, any stuckness that you might be feeling, any doubts and fears, any worries and concerns. Don't ignore them. Let them inform you. Again, they're showing up right now because you're ready to step into this next level of mastery. And so you know what to do with it. You could look at it as the final exam, if you will. The final exam before you graduate to the next level. So that's all I have for you right now. As always, there's so much more to say, but I'm getting the gist here that we're just building on the same theme over and over and perhaps taking a little different perspective each time. Adding new layers. So who knows what's going to show up next week. I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Enjoy your week. Make the best of this period right now and feel the joy of what's coming, what you're ready to move into. Hey, and if you're already on the other side of it, well done. And keep sending the rest of us your energy, because we're all here in support of one another, and the energy does reach us. We can all tap into each other's progresses and breakthroughs and healings and transformations, and gain support from that. So enjoy this period. Let me know what's going on in your life and what you are birthing right now, and I'll see you next week. Take care. All the best.